Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Let's take a look at the forecast for July 1st. We have a new month coming, and that always feels exciting. And this is particularly a beautiful day astrologically for the start off of a new month. You can see this beautiful grand trine and the larger kite aspect pattern that the grand trine is a part of. Yes, there are two T-squares, but they also feel very motivating, hanging out behind that grand trine and kite. Plus, they are being modified a bit as each one of those T-squares has planets involved in quincunx aspects to kind of turn them from pressure and stress into tools to utilize to actually make something happen. The decision to kind of emerge and grow, kind of like a seed popping up from the soil and opening up into leaves, is what it feels like on the emotional level with that moon shifting from Virgo to Libra today in that quincunx to Chiron, which kind of turns that T-square with Chiron and Mercury and Pluto into just the urge to transform, the urge to do something bigger, bolder, to take the chance and not be scared. And the same thing happens with this T-square with the moon, Saturn and Neptune, Jupiter and the sun. We've got the quincunx from Jupiter and the sun to Pluto. So again, getting bigger, not being afraid, not being limited, and going for it. Everything else points to today feeling as perfect as you can possibly feel in the moment now. But we do have some energy in here that says, yes, but, leave room for bigger and better things to come. Leave room for greater mastery at something. Two aspects that I don't mention in the forecast. We've got Mercury making a standalone trine here outside of this grand trine and kite to Saturn and Neptune, and this takes the creativity of Mercury and Leo with the self-awareness and the willingness to make sacrifices and be very determined, taking something very seriously, to pursue your desire, to put your heart into it, to be creative, then do the work and follow through. So we have that trine, which just adds more icing to the cake, and already we have a pretty good cake today. And then we have a sextile, and even though they are minor and they don't have as much importance, it is still a really nice one. It takes the action of Mars in pragmatic Virgo, needs oriented problem solving, says, come on, you can do this thing. And what is the thing to do? It's to grow, to choose the opportunity, to choose to want more and to have more. That urge for pursuing your heart's desire is also really amplified by Venus conjunct Uranus, with Uranus so close to the very end of the sign of Taurus. This has that feeling of, this might be your last chance. If you don't take it now, you might not get it again. That doesn't mean you won't, but the feeling is there. It's enough to tip you over. It's enough, especially with the grand trine and the kite, to make something out of the T-squares. T-squares always represent some work, even though they can feel like limitation or blockage or fear or friction. They are the activators. And you've got two activators in here today, but you've got plenty of energy to manifest something rather large. It's all about your attitude, and also about deciding that it's okay to have something good in your life. I love this picture. I was looking for something that would show that kind of specialness and the emergence and suddenly being very publicly seen, or suddenly acknowledging within yourself that, yes, you are on that level. And that's what I feel in this painting. I don't know what this lettering means, but that looks like a heart to me, and that looks like a star, so I'm cool with that. And I love the title, Stepping Out in Her Kimono, which led me down a rabbit hole of studying about kimonos. And it's fascinating. Maybe if you're looking to learn some new things, you can look into kimonos and what they signify. But usually it has to do with special occasion, or something that's rather solemn or formal, like a ceremony. So let's get down. I kind of did things backwards today, but I've been backwards all day. We've got the moon transiting Virgo to Libra, Tuesday, July 1st, enables you to utilize keen aesthetic sense, social diplomacy, and relationship building skills to express yourself in a way that charms and impresses, so that you stand out as someone special socially or romantically, or achieve a special position or recognition in your career. As the moon shifting from a mutable, discerning earth sign to a design and relationship-minded cardinal air sign, creates a grand trine aspect pattern with Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, which adds fuel to the fire of Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries to form a kite aspect pattern, lifting you to greater things. The moon also forms a T-square aspect pattern with the Sun and Jupiter in Cancer, and Saturn and Neptune, casting a shadow of doubt on your readiness and eroding some of your certainty of success, while a second T-square involving Mercury in Leo, Chiron in Aries, and Pluto could test your courage and resolve. But fear not, and do not hesitate. The energy of stepping up your game, or stepping out to be seen, to seize opportunities, and to grow beyond your present circumstances, conveyed through the Sun and Jupiter quincunx to Pluto, and the Moon quincunx to Chiron, plus the potential to attract and have who or what you desire, offered through the Grand Trine and Kite, can work miracles if you accept yourself as perfect, just as you are now, while remaining open to lessons in refinement and mastery, and the opportunity to become more and have more. Be prepared for the disorienting feeling an increase in either love or money can temporarily bring, but be willing to accept it as your new normal. So now that I've gone over the chart before getting into what I've written, I'm just going to wind down here and wish you a very blessed and fortunate day, and make use of the fantastic planetary aspects, which don't often occur. I feel like I should be making a meme here. I don't often have a grand trine and kite, but when I do, so think about that. What would you be doing if the universe was giving you a ticket, a permission to go for something? What would that be? And then follow that impulse. Take care, and I'll be back again tomorrow.